Hi everyone, welcome to another video of the Techman. Today I'm going to show you three awesome tricks that you can use in Windows Command Prompt. I call them awesome because you can really surprise your viewer, if your colleague or somebody's watching you, what you do if you work on the command prompt in Windows. They're very cool tricks that you can use, and you can just basically they are cool. And I'm just gonna, without any further delay, I'm just gonna dive into the launch the Windows command prompt, and I'll take you right from there. So to launch the command prompt in Windows, and to be honest with you, if you have not ever worked Windows command prompt, it looks scary sometimes. Some people get scared. How do I know these commands? How do I learn these commands? There are not many commands. If you know, there are many commands, but if you know how to use a command, you won't be scared of using them. And I'm going to show you these three commands, but in future I'm going to be uploading these commands with the really good stuff. And as a computer technician, or if you work for like first line, second line, third line, and these commands are very useful. So if you're looking for a computer repair technician or any job like that, so software or hardware wise, I will be uploading videos like this. So I hope that you subscribe and you hit the bell icon to get the future videos from me. So I'm just gonna, without any further delay, I'm just gonna launch the command prompt and take you from there. And please don't be scared. To be honest with you, it's very easy to learn Windows command. And it was used to be called in the back in the days, it was used to be called disk operating system. So as we use today, or in Windows XP 7 or whatever, as we use these Windows, before Windows, it was another operating system alongside the Windows, like Windows 95 and 98. So it was called disk operating system, and it was like the core of the operating system. So if you knew it, you could solve any problem. And today, still in this day and age, you can still use Windows command prompt to solve so many problems in Windows. Sometimes when it comes to the troubleshooting, and you can't log into Windows restarting, you can go into safe mode and run these commands and fix those issues. So without any delay, I've said it, this is the third time I'm repeating this, but I'm going to launch the command prompt for Windows now. So basically you hit the start button on the keyboard, and you type in CMD, as you can see here. I don't need to run it as administrator, but if you ever need to run it as administrator, so you right click on it and then run as administrator. So I think I'm logged in as administrator, so I wouldn't be needing this, or it will prompt me to basically for the prompts for the administrator. The first cool trick that I was going to show you, usually when you launch the Windows command prompt, you see this black background with the white text on it, and I don't find it really user friendly, and I to read it. And also you can see this red color that you can hardly read anything. If you got really good eyesight, I don't know if it suits your eyes, probably, but I don't like this red color or the white color, the Windows basically you see in Windows command prompt by default. So this is not the default color, I've already changed it. So what I'm going to show you, there's two ways to actually change the color of the command prompt. The first way is on this blue bar on the top of this window. So you right click on it and go all the way down to the properties. In the properties, by default, if you never used it before, it will be standing on the options tab. In options tabs, you can as you can see, it says cursor size, small, medium and large, and usually by default is on small cursor size, but I have set it to medium. Also hit command history. Look at this here. This is in the past, in Windows 98, 95, Millennium and whatever, we had to use a command called DOSKey, if I can remember it right, to remember the command history here. But in Windows 7 onwards, I think maybe in Windows XP we had the same actually, the joy of DOSKey enabled by default. So basically what this does, when you type in a command here and you press enter, then you type in another command and press enter. So you might have used several commands over the time, and basically those commands will be remembered. And how many commands is going to remember? I'm sure it looks like, by the looks of it, maybe 50, or is the buffer size, but I'm assuming that it might be this size, the number of commands that it uses. So the number of buffers is 4, buffer size is 50. So I don't know how many is going to remember, to be honest with you. You know, what does it mean? But it's the command history. So by default, it does remember the previous commands. I'll show you in a minute when we go back to the command prompt. And this one here, quick edit, basically it allows you to quickly select, copy, and the paste stuff in command prompt. By default, this is not enabled. So if you tick this box, you can copy and paste in command prompt. So so that was that. And this is by default. Insert mode is always enabled. Insert mode is it can insert extra letters, like if you typed in a command and you missed a letter, so when you insert it, it will insert it. And if this is off, what will it do? If you're standing in the middle of the command, then it will delete the next letter that's after it. But if this is ticked, what it's going to do is going to insert the letter in between those letters if you misspelled a command or something like that. So in between two letters where the cursor is standing, it will insert the letter that you press on the keyboard, and it will not delete the character after the cursor, basically. So I will demonstrate to you in a minute that one. On the fonts tab, basically you can, as it says, you can change the font here and also the size of the font. So I'm happy with the font size that it is there already. And if you really want to, like if you've got some eyesight problems, you can increase the font size here and try it. The next tab is the layout tab, and it also gives you the ability to actually change the Windows position, Windows size, and Windows screen buffer size. But I'm not interested in that one at the moment. What I'm interested is in the colors. So as I said to you, you can customize your Windows background and foreground colors to whatever you want. Here the background color is already set to black, so I think I'm happy with that. So what I want to do here, I want to change the text color to something different. And what I'm going to do is screen text. So I'm going to go into that box, so which is focusing. Now whatever I change, whatever color I choose here, it's going to be my screen's text color. So at the moment it says red, and 255 means it's all red, green 0, blue is 0. So instead of playing with these, you can actually you can do it like this. If I said 90, and so basically RBG, I don't know if you must have come across it, I wouldn't remind you of knowledge. So if I did that and okay, it will change the colors to something different. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just select this green color. But can you see it here? So the red has gone from there. The red has gone from there. So actually I'll go for this green color, I think. And this green's color is 128. So if I said 160, so it's that. So if I go back there, I could see 160. Actually I just had to hit the enter key for some reason. So that's the color there that I've selected, and my background was also stayed black, but my text color, as you can see, is on green 160. So that's that, and I'm going to click OK here. As I said, there's two ways of basically changing this color. I've shown you one way of doing it. Before I forget, I'm just going to show you the insert magic that I'll do. The magic, the word in the command, the option that it does the insert. So let's say I'm saying DIOR. I'll just say DR. So I have missed an I there, and the cursor is standing after D, and if I press the I key on my keyboard, that's the magic. So the insert key enables me to insert the character or a number in between those, and it will not delete the letter after it. So let's say if I did a mistake and I missed I made a spelling mistake and I missed a letter or a number. So if I turn the insert off, I don't know if it'll work, but I haven't actually turned it off from my keyboard, right? And it will be disabled. If I go back here, it will be disabled. Let's see. Here, oh, it's still on, but okay, I'm gonna do it like that. It didn't, maybe it didn't like basically get it. Okay, if I press I now, it's deleted the R. So insert mode is disabled. So basically it's gonna delete the next letter in its way. So if I had all these and I go here and press space, it'll overwrite them. But when I go back here and have the insert key on and I do D, okay, I'll do it this way. So after D, I press I, it's inserting it, it's not deleting the letter after it. So So that was that one. So let's go back to the color command. I was going to show you now the second way of changing the text color and the background color in command prompt using a command called, you must have realized now, I was going to use, is called color command. So the color command is basically COLOR. It's not a UK spelling, it's the US spellings. It's the color, COLOR, and you specify the attribute colors. So I'm going to show you I'm just going to get the help command up and the help syntax and show you what I mean. Here, as you can see, it says color and specify the attributes, and attributes are specifies color attributes of console output. And how do you provide the attribute? Color attributes are specified, provided by 2 hexadecimal digits. Basically it could be alphanumeric numbers. As you can see, these are the values that you can use in the command as an attribute. So I'm going to use color command here, and I'm going to change the background color to, so first you specify the background color and then the foreground color. So there's 2 characters limit that you can use here. So I'm going to use here red as my background, so it's 4, and I could use these colors, but I'm going to show you that I can use 2 numbers or a letter or a number. Let's say do a number and a letter. So I've got my red background color as red, and I am going to use E for light yellow color. Let's see what happens. So I've typed in for a color for a, let's see what it does. Beautiful. So it's changed the background color to red and the text color to yellow. It's hurting the eyes. So what I would like to do now, I want to go back to my favorite color. So what I'm going to do, so here we used for a alphanumeric here attributes. So I'm going to use, I want to use black as my background, and I want to use green, light green, as my foreground color. So I'm going to say A. So 0A will revert me back to green. It's light green. I need green, sorry, and the green is the number 2. So it's going to be 0 2. So there you go. So this is the color that I will prefer to actually use. Okay, here. So that was the first command that I told you, first awesome command or trick that I showed you how you could use it. It might look boring to you, but it is interesting, to be honest with you. The second is very cool command. I don't know if you worked in Cisco or any other console command prompt like this, but you can surprise your friends that you're using something different. And I'm going to show you a command called title. So what it's going to do, the title is going to change the title of this window. And so without any delay, I'll just go to TITLE title, and I'm gonna give it a title of the tech man. Let's see what happens. As you see, it's spaces, and it can take the spaces in whatever is after the title. So let's see what happens. The tech man. So I can call it the tech man console. So the TechMan console. So look, the title of the window has changed to TechMan console. You can make it say anything. The last command that I was going to show you is very nice, and you will love that. I'm sure you will love it. And is to do. Let me just clear the screen. So CLS is to clear the screen in Windows. So hit enter. It's gone there. The command that I'm going to show you now is very cool. So, and it's called prompt. Do you think what will it do? You don't know. Okay, so the prompt command will change whatever I want to display here. So if I can completely wipe this, C uses AA, and I want to display I can display whatever I want, right? And there are some limitations, but not at all, not too much. So I'm going to use the command prompt, the prompt command, and I'm going to say the tech man, right? I'm going to hit enter. Look at that. Where's he gone? Where's users gone? Where I'm standing, I don't know, but actually I'm still standing on C users AA folder. So if you don't believe me, I'm going to do a dir. So look, the as you can see, the desktop folder is there, the documents folder is there. I'm gonna actually cd into desktop, and let's see. Now I'm gonna use the dir command again, and let's see what happens. Can you see command pnj picture, command pnj picture, right? A shortcut for Excel, which is there, Magic Disk, which is here, and Movie Maker, which is there. So I am actually standing on the desktop of AA now. So to go back to my I can go back to the original prompt. I'm going to do a CLSCA first of all. No, CLS, clear the command. Now what I'm going to do here is go back to the actual prompt, right? So I'm standing in the desktop of this user account. So I'm going to go back. Actually, let's do another trick. So with the command prompt, I mean the prompt command, I can, as I displayed the tag man, I'm going to display something really strange. It will surprise your viewer. So this is a very cool trick that you can use. I want to use like a UNC. I want to display a UNC path. I'm on the UNC paths command prompt, but usually you cannot access the UNC path within the. You can access it, but you can't prompt it. You can't set it to prompt on that. Okay, so I'm gonna use here. I'm gonna say the TechMan or the server one. You can call it anything. You can have this server, the file server, for example, and have it that way. I know it's not going to accept it. This is the limitation that I just, oh, actually it did accept it. Okay, but in some cases, if you have a semicolon or the less than, the greater than sign, then it will not accept it. I'll tell you what I mean. So if I set this and I want to display a colon here and a greater than sign, now what happens? Syntax error. So this is the limitation. But now look at this, that you can display the UNC path as your command, and you could even actually specify your some subfolder to like HR files, just to surprise someone. For example, HR files. Look at that. And actually, let me just put these quotation marks and make it more funny. And you will understand this. Why I'm laughing at this because it's usually don't have access to HR files, and somebody could be just thinking that you are actually hacking into the HR files. Yeah, so this is a very cool trick. So you can you can just put some dodgy files there and list them and show it to your colleagues or whatever. But it's a cool trick. I hope you like the video, and I would be uploading these nice videos, and with the knowledge, I mean this is just for the fun basically, but I will be uploading videos with the in-depth commands of command prompt and other troubleshooting tutorials, which will be very useful. Please don't be afraid if you haven't used Windows command prompt. Windows command prompt is a very basic thing, very very basic thing, and you can get help anytime on the internet. So if you don't know how to use it, just Google it, you will find the answer. And to be comfortable with your computer repairs and troubleshooting the software wise, and any computer startup issues or things like that, the command prompt is basically this command prompt commands are very good and useful. I hope you like the videos. Please, if you like it, subscribe to get the future videos and hit the bell icon to get the alerts when I upload the videos in the future. And please stay attached to the channel. Thank you for watching.